So this is the first trend day that we've really had in quite a while. And I said early this morning that we needed to take out. I said we'll be lucky to get to 91 if we take out the 91, because that was the day's middle. If we take that out, then obviously it opens up the possibility of getting to the gap and this 87.75 target, which was the angel, closing the gap, and we slice right through it. So, you know, we got two solid. This tells us a big boy's in the trade when we get this kind of reaction. Just blows away, you know, all the nonsense for the past couple of days. Just cuts right through it. And we had talked about, you know, today or yesterday being a day where after option expiration, the boys like to come back and then undo all the nonsense from that previous, you know, DS that they pulled. So high odds turning point yesterday or today, and it turns out it's today, not yesterday. So once it starts, you've got to remember that idea that this is undoing the sins of the the previous, you know, nonsense. And if you look back, you'll see where we are now attacking an inflection point, realistically. So I've got this as last week's middle area in here, that 78 and change. So realistically, on new lows, you want to capture something. You know, don't, if you took the risk back here on the bounce back to 87, the 40% bounce, and you take a little something out here and say, maybe, you know, it's lunchtime, doesn't have to hold, could get the contra coming in. But this is a second lucky break. But if you match it up with RTH, come on. I mean, this is right here. This is a really nice setup coming back in for the umbrella trade. And it's been a while since we've seen that. So if you got to the 80 zone, you know, break the, this is knocking out all the aggressive longs. I like this trade. So anybody that doesn't take profits here, you know, I'm not sure why you wouldn't. We've had a very narrow week. So, you know, I'm convinced that, you know, we've got a trend day, but we don't have to close at the lows. I just like hitting bounces, and this is the first day that I've seen that's what I would consider to be normal. Keep your eye on this green line. We said this was really important, right? That we have not, we had too much air up here still. So, you know, theoretically, this is something I want to keep my eye on today. Got a pretty good tick surge. Don't forget, we've got a gap still unfilled at 75. We did fill it in Globex, but never did fill it, RTH. So this is a nice trade, and I said to you, be very careful about lower low 1, 2, 3s. Usually when we get this kind of a sharp sell-off first, I like to hit the first bounce that makes sense and hope to just get a scalp out of it. So we said today, start with the idea of risk 2, make 2, and then use a trailer. And the same thing on this trade, if that's what you did. And if you bought the low, same thing there. I mean, why wouldn't you, on a little double, why wouldn't you capture something on that kind of a bounce coming into the resistance zone? Just makes perfect sense. And the guys that want to buy early, you know, and paid, they'll make a couple of points. But you want to, you know, this was our primary target today, this 84 to 82. Come back in and retest. And I think when you have such an incredibly narrow range for the week, it makes it harder. Because you always have, as we said yesterday, 1 foot on a banana peel at the highs because of the travel range, the distance we've gone. Initial support gets broken. Next support gets broken. And once you do that, you open the door to test subsequent lows from the previous week, previous days. This is what we've had out here. Okay, this was our support, third time through, right? Take it out. Caught a lot of traders by surprise. So I think we have to presume that this is our big support down in here, that gap at 75. And right now, the next, theoretical support zone we've got to get by is this 78 area, because I'm looking at this as probably key support right now. And MQ had the resistance back at 57. We push up, we come right back down. I think a lot of traders, this idea right here, this looks like an inverted head and shoulders. Eventually that will prove to be wrong, I think, just the way it is. You usually get bounces from a 1, 2, 3 like that, but then if we stall at the previous highs, then we can come back down and go through. So I think today, perhaps it's showing us maybe the market's a little bit tired, maybe we're priced in. Good news with Apple, and it's still, the market is not doing a whole lot. So after that really long push, we've got an 18-day low back here. We've come a long way. We're hitting the upper channel line here. Doesn't mean we can't take it out, but we are hitting it. I think the market's tired, needs a little bit of a breather. And usually 18 to 20-day lows are significant, and then you want to go catch the next area. We came out like a gun, 52.75, 53 support. Boom, next level up. This is a 100-point move for the month, right? We said that was the dilemma. Small week, last week's range, 25 points. Tells you it's getting tired. But on the basis of the monthly range, 102 points. So, we desperately need some kind of a better value area to warrant, position traders saying, okay, I like this. And we're coming into a high odds resistance time zone as well, according to Kevin Haggerty. So I don't want to look at this anything more than last week was an egregious closing for options X, and now we're paying a piper for that. Part of it by time correction, as we've done the last few days, and then part of it by a small pullback correction. It's the only way I know how to interpret this. And traders who get lulled into averaging in because it's a small couple of days, then they get wiped out if we get a solid trend day that fools them, because the last couple of days, really will fool them. All right, anybody that's, reminder, it's lunchtime. We said likely the 87, 88 would be resistance. And if you've had a good day, make sure you take something home. Make sure you put something in your pocket and, keep the lights on for another few days. It's been a tough couple of weeks for most traders because of the way the patterns have played out. And we said that this is anything but normal. This is not a normal market. Normal markets do not behave like this. This is the first significant downswing that we've had since that 1553 low. You can see this is more normal the way this behaves. And then we jump through the gap, and then all these are gaps here. These are gaps, all unfilled. Not this one here. That was filled over here. But this was like a double bottom we've got to get through, because this was the last known support. You can see it over here. It took out this high. All right, trend traders. Short side. First time we've had the ability to jump up and down and do a few yeehaws. Lunchtime, a reminder. Any day low. And we're keeping this 87, 88 as resistance for now.